Testing, testing.
Does my hair look good? That does not look better. It looks like a Teletubby. Oh, God. Hey guys, what's up? It's Emily. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I put out videos every Tuesday and Friday. I am an actor, I'm a singer, I live in New York City, I live in Brooklyn, and I put out a lot of book content. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you so much everyone who has subscribed to me. I just recently reached 1,000 subscribers, which has been a goal of mine for like a year and a half, so thank you so much. If you aren't subscribed, no pressure, but do it. And if you are subscribed, make sure you have your notifications turned on so you know when I put out a new video. Yeah, I'm like really excited to have hit that milestone, and it makes me want to just kind of continue on kind of like the booktube journey, just thinking about how I can make things better and more fun in 2024. This is the last TBR video of 2023. This is my December 2023 TBR video. I am going to pick prompts out of a jar to select 6 books off of my physical TBR cart here. I made a video where I went through all the books in my physical TBR, which is on my channel. A lot of these are from a recent book haul that I did, which is also on my channel, so just take a look at like the book playlist and it'll all be there. I find that 6 is a good number for me because I know I can read 6 books in a month, and I think it also gives a little space to read books that I don't pick. I like to kind of have a little freedom like throughout the month to just pick up a book and read it, even if it's not on the list of books that I've picked at the beginning of the month. So let's just get started. Okay. This is a genre I don't usually read. Okay, fantasy I read, thriller I read, nonfiction I read, maybe not as much, but I still do read it. That's probably the genre on here that I read the least. We have Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton, which has been on my list for so long. I'm kind of thinking about selecting this one. There's also Trick Mirror, but that doesn't seem as appealing to me. I also have Joan Didion, Let Me Tell You What I Mean. I have not read any Joan Didion yet, and I feel like I really would like to. This is like a culmination of essays from 1968 to 2000, which haven't been gathered until now. I think this was published in, this is my bad side. This was published in, like, recently, 2022. I'm really confused. I think I'm gonna do Joan Didion, mainly because it's a little shorter, but also because, I don't know. I think the main reason I'm picking this is because it's a little shorter. And I have a lot of long fantasy books in my TBR, so anything that looks like I can kind of breeze through it, which I'm sure it's like dense a little bit, but like I feel like anything I can breeze through is something that I'm clinging to. So I'm gonna go with Let Me Tell You What I Mean. I feel like essays are definitely like nonfiction is a genre that I read, but not as much, but like reading a collection of essays is not something that I typically do. So that was book 1, let's do book number 2. Oh, yeah. A book that ends in an odd number of pages. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot to choose from here. Let me see what, I'm in the middle of the Naturals series. I did the first 2 books and they go by really quickly, so let me see. Oh, damn it! 376. Can't do this one. What else do I want to read? Let's see if Practice Makes Perfect. I read When in Rome last month. 331. Amazing. This is like a kind of a spin-off of When in Rome. They're a duology. This one came out this year. It was so cute. I loved When in Rome. A small-town sweetheart and an emotionally unavailable bad boy try to find some common ground in this chemistry-filled romance from Sarah Adams, author of The Cheat Sheet and When in Rome. Annie Walker, who is kind of a smaller character in When in Rome, is on a quest to find her perfect match, someone who complements her happy, quiet life running the local flower shop in Rome, Kentucky. But finding her dream man may be harder than Annie imagined. Everyone knows everyone in her hometown, and the dating prospects are getting fewer by the day. As she overhears her latest date say she is so unbelievably boring, rude, Annie starts to think the problem might be her. Is it too late to become flirtatious and fun like the leading ladies in her favorite romance movies? Maybe she only needs a little practice, and Annie has the perfect person in mind to be her tutor, Will Griffin. So he's sexy, tattooed, gorgeous. He's temporarily back in Rome, providing security for Amelia Rose. I can't read the rest of this. description because it's a spoiler to the first book. But I'm gonna read this month, yay! Okay, book number 3! I mean, it was a spoiler to the last book, but it's also like a rom-com, so you kind of know how it ends, you know what I mean? Okay, a book with a number in the title. Cricket. My brain cells are dying right now. I don't know if I have one. I did the 7-year slip. I did the 7-year slip last month. I don't know if I have one, bro. Girl A, that's a letter. Well, I don't have one with a number on it. So I'm just gonna skip that one. And we'll try again. A book you think you will rate 5 stars. Finally. Well, okay, so I'm actually between 2. There's a few books. Okay, so I'm thinking about Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which I've been talking about literally every month for the past like 4 months. I think Powerless, I will probably rate 5 stars, but I feel like I know I will rate this 5 stars. I feel like Powerless like could be a 4 or 4.5. I feel like A Secret History I'm also considering, but I don't know that that's going to be a 5-star read. Yeah, the more I talk about this, the more I know that The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is pretty much the only book on here that I'm most confident that I will give a full 5 stars to. So it's about this girl Addie who like lives forever. She made this bargain to live forever. So it's in France, 1714. In a moment of desperation, a young woman named Adeline meets a dangerous stranger and makes a terrible mistake. As she realizes the limitations of her bargain, being able to live forever without being able to be remembered by anyone she sees, Addie chooses to flee her small village as everything she once held dear is torn away. Oh, that's a part that I didn't realize. Like, I haven't read the sleeve of this in like a really long time. I just thought that it was about this woman who like couldn't age, and then like obviously people around her died, but I didn't realize that like no one could remember her. So I have chills. It'll be 300 years before she stumbles into a hidden bookstore and discovers someone who can remember her by name, and suddenly everything changes again. Oh shit. I have chills. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. I'm so excited to finally get off my ass and read this book. That's book number 3. I really like doing this. I feel like it gets me, I don't know, it gets me excited to read, and it kind of like keeps me on track as well. Okay. Book number 4 is a book with an ugly cover. This is not the cutest cover, I would say. Cruel Prince. I wouldn't call it ugly. I don't think any book has like an ugly cover. Red Rising. That's pretty heinous, honestly. I really don't want to read this though, this month. An ugly cover. What is ugly? Is ugly like not cute? I have to say, yeah, like Cruel Prince. I really want to read Cruel Prince. And I feel like, I mean, do I look cute? No. I don't look that cute. I mean, I look cute, but you know what I mean. Let's see what else there is. These are all pretty cute. I don't think any of these books are... I think ugly is such a strong word. I'm gonna go with Cruel Prince, just on the basis of like, this is not cute. You know what I mean? I've been wanting to read this trilogy for a really long time now. I feel like I'm getting into that space as a booktuber now, or just a reader. I'm starting series and I'm not finishing all of them, but I think that's good. Honestly, I read the first 7 books of Throne of Glass. I still have to read Kingdom of Ash, the last book, but I read them all in a row, and it was like, I wished I had read some books in between. I do want to read Kingdom of Ash sooner rather than later. Like, I don't want to like forget everything, but I think it is nice to not read series like all the way through, because it kind of like burns you out. So, but anyway, this is basically about this girl Jude, who's 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her sisters were stolen to live in this treacherous high court of Fae. So 10 years after that, so she's 17 now, she wants nothing more than to belong there, but she's a human, and many of the Fae despise humans, especially this cruel prince, Prince Cardan, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. It seems like a relatively fast-moving book for fantasy, like the typeface. I'm all about typeface. Like, I'm reading Iron Flame right now, and the typeface is like so like squished and like small, and it is not appealing to me. I have to say, the stack is not like my book stack last TBR was like really aesthetic. This one is not as aesthetic, but I'm actually really excited to read all these books. Book 5 is a book set in a different continent. Okay. Does like fantasy count as a different continent, or does it need to be like a different continent on planet Earth? Oh, Queen of Thieves I think is in London. Okay, yeah. I'm not like super excited about this book, so let me just see if there's anything else, but I would read this. We also have The Lost Apothecary, which takes place in London as well. It could do a little life, but I don't think I'm not there right now. I think this also takes place in London. What about Girl A? I feel like this is probably in America somewhere. Where does the author live? Oh, Abigail Dean lives in London. Okay, wait, this might take place. Let me Google this really quick, because if Girl A works, she's now a successful New York-based lawyer, but at the age of 15, she escaped the House of Horrors in England. I'm gonna do Girl A. This is about this, I've read this so many times on this channel, the back of this. Basically about this girl who, like, got out of a bad situation, like a bad family situation, I believe. It's a tale of escape, survival, a gripping psychological family story about shifting alliances and betrayals of sibling relationships. So yeah, I think it's like a psychological family thriller. Girl A, it's been on my list for so long. I'm glad I looked into that. I'm gonna move on. Okay, so the 6th book. A book with a great first sentence. Okay, I would love to read this. I'm reading Caraval right now, which I'm not a fan of. I'm listening to the audiobook. And they say you can read the first 3 books, Caraval, Legendary, and Finale, because they take place in the same universe as this trilogy, but you don't have to, so I think I might just like stop it at Caraval. The bell hanging outside the curiosity shop knew the human was trouble from the way he moved through the door. The bell hanging outside the curiosity shop knew the human was trouble from the way he moved through the door. It's a really good first sentence. I don't know if it's great though. Great? I don't know. Let's see what some of the other ones are like. Like this book I would love to read, The House Across the Lake. The lake is darker than a coffin with the lid shut. That's pretty great. I mean, the lake is darker than a coffin with the lid shut. It might be that one. Let me pick 3 books and then I'll pick the greatest one. Then let's do All In, because I do want to read this. Anything can be counted. That's not no. Sorry. That is not an inspiring first sentence to me. Let's try Everything I Know About Love. Romantic love is the most important and exciting thing in the entire world. That's not even a good first sentence, in my opinion. God, maybe House in the Cerulean Sea? Oh dear, Linus Baker said, wiping the sweat from his brow. This is most unusual. I think I'm just gonna go with The House Across the Lake, because that was an amazing first sentence. I might read this anyway. We'll see. Here we go. These are our 6 books for our December TBR. A really eclectic mix here. Just to recap, book number 1, we have Let Me Tell You What I Mean, Joan Didion. Book number 2, we have Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. Book number 3, Cruel Prince, Finally by Holly Black. Maybe Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is book 3, or book 4, Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, Dee Schwab. Book 5, Girl A by Abigail Dean. And then book 6, The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I'm really excited. I can just read the back real quick because I forgot to do that. Casey Fletcher, a recently widowed actress trying to escape a streak of bad press, has retreated to the peace and quiet of her family's lake house in Vermont. Armed with a pair of binoculars and several bottles of bourbon, she passes the time watching Tom and Catherine Royce, the glamorous couple living in the house across the lake. They make for good viewing. A tech innovator, Tom is powerful, and a former model, Catherine is gorgeous. One day on the lake, Casey saves Catherine from drowning, and the two strike up a budding friendship. But the more they get to know each other and the longer Casey watches, the more it becomes clear that Catherine and Tom's marriage isn't as perfect as it appears. When Catherine suddenly vanishes, Casey immediately suspects Tom of foul play. What she doesn't realize is that there's more to the story than meets the eye, and that shocking secrets can lurk beneath the most placid of surfaces. Cool. Yeah, this has been on my list for a while. Let me see this stack once again. Definitely not as aesthetic as my November stack, but that's okay. This is gonna be interesting. I'm excited to share with you what happens this month in January, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you again so much. As I was making this video, I got a notification from YouTube just basically being like, congrats on, where'd it go? Okay, well I did get some notification from YouTube saying congrats on 1,000 subscribers, but thank you guys so much. I am so excited and I can't wait to continue just making the book videos and reading the books and talking to you about them. So yeah, thanks so much. Have a great rest of your week. I will be uploading my Iron Flame reading vlog this Friday, so stay tuned for that. Have a great week. Bye. Bye. Bye.